Tech items are one of the most sought-after items on Black Friday, and with that day coming up this Friday, November 24th, followed by Cyber Monday on the 27th, it's time to score some hot deals on cool tech. For more, tech expert Mark Saltzman joins us with some ideas on what to look for. I love it every time you come in, because I'm one of those geeks who wants to have smart everything. I just don't always know how to get there, so you're key for that. Let's start with smart lights. Pretty cool. I mean, I have a few sitting in a drawer and I've been meaning to use it, but the technology always just goes forward and forward and forward.
Yeah,
Tell me about
and
these.
the price drops over time, which is always awesome, especially this time of year. So I did partner with Best Buy to showcase a few great Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals. And the tech is getting easier and prices are dropping. So yeah, smart lighting. These, of course, as the name suggests, allow you to control it all with an app or your voice if you have a smart speaker. I brought with me here the Philips Hue Starter Kit. This is the Hue Smart Lights 3-pack 75-watt equivalent color bulbs that are on sale for up to 30% off if you get 2 or more of the different Philips smart lighting available. I also love the gradient light strips, which you can place behind a TV or a computer monitor, and it complements what you're watching on TV and splashes color onto the wall. It's pretty wild. I think we have some video of it. But yeah, I mean, smart lights are very convenient. You can use, as I mentioned, an app or your voice to change the lights, set the mood. You can set schedules and timers. So even if you're going away this holiday season, you can imply that someone is home by programming your smart lights to do its thing. So yeah, really aggressive pricing on the Philips Hue family, which is awesome. Yeah.
That's so smart. I like setting the mood. Sometimes you want the
there you go.
And sometimes you just want a little bit more active when you're playing some games like Nintendo.
Yeah, there you go. Yes, nice segue. Nintendo, which you may not want to start playing when you want to have some fun, that kind of fun. But yeah, no, this is great. All kidding aside, for the entire family, there is a great sale on the Nintendo Switch OLED model system. It includes the very fun Super Smash Brothers Ultimate game and a 3-month Nintendo Switch online individual membership, all for under $450, which is an up to $90 discount. Who doesn't like that? So if you've been holding off buying a Nintendo Switch, this bundle is for you with the OLED model. You can play it by itself or plug it into your big screen TV, and we will end off on a beautiful one in a moment, and play by yourself or with friends. I love the versatility of the Nintendo Switch.
I love it. I love Smash Bros, but something you don't want to smash is your laptop.
That is for sure.
Invaluable.
And despite the fact they're getting thinner and lighter, they're surprisingly durable, though, Bill. Yeah, this is here, the Asus ZenBook S13 OLED laptop, ridiculously thin, but very durable. I love the up to 14-hour battery life. I know that may not be the sexiest of features, but as someone who travels a lot, you definitely want to not have to look for a plug in between your airline seats. This has this Lumina display, which again is OLED technology from Asus. Touchscreen. It's powered by an Intel Core i7 processor, so instant wake times and a lot of power and performance. So this is on sale $200 off over Black Friday. Yep, so it's usually $15.99 down to $13.99. You want to sort of future-proof your investment. There are less expensive Asus laptops as well, but I really like this Intel Evo family of devices, so really strong there.
Battery is sexy, don't get me wrong. And so is
practical.
thin. Like, I'm shocked at how thin this TV is from the side.
We're going to end off on the big guns, and there's an aggressive sale on many LG products, including this TV, hundreds of dollars off Black Friday and Cyber Monday. What we're looking at here is the LG OLED Evo C3 series TV. It's the 10th anniversary of OLED in Canada from LG. You can sense a theme here. That is the screen technology that everybody is gushing about, and for good reason. You can see the quality, not just the fact that it's thin and light and easy to mount. There's also, by the way, this LG SC9S soundbar that matches with it. It's optional, and you can also pair that with any TV, of course, to amplify the audio, especially for those who have trouble hearing dialogue sometimes during shows. And you can wirelessly connect your music to it, but it complements it as well. In fact, the bracket allows you to mount this to the wall and support the soundbar at the same time. So many hundreds of dollars off, depending on which LG products you want, but that's the C3, up to 83 inches. I brought with me the 65. I thought that was big.
That's wild.
So yeah,
you
really
need a
awesome
team to help you out. Okay, so I'm heading to Best Buy, and I'm going to be gonna buy one of everything. All right, awesome. And you host Tech Talk every Sunday at 5 to catch more of your
I do indeed.
Great ideas.
Yeah, thanks for the plug. Yeah, Sundays at 5.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Okay. Okay, get ready for cuteness overload this morning. I am in cat heaven. It is time for Take Me Home Tuesdays. That's our segment that offers a great opportunity for you animal lovers at home to give a pet a there forever home. So this morning, we have more from Toronto Cat Rescue's Kevin Wilson with these beautiful kittens here this morning, as well as Bonnie. She's holding 2 other kittens. Kevin, thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having us.
I understand that we have some 12-week-old kittens, and the kittens that Bonnie are holding are older, but maybe talk about Toronto Cat Rescue and some of the important work that you're doing that really is unique to your organization, because it's quite remarkable.
Yeah, so Toronto Cat Rescue has been rescuing cats in the GTA for over 25 years. We adopt out about 2,500 cats a year right now, about 500 cats in the program. We're oftentimes the last line of defense, senior cats. We have a dedicated senior cat program, and so cats that need extensive vetting, medical costs, they'll come into our program and we'll fix them up and find them homes.
Yeah, and I know that you're an organization made up of about 1,000 volunteers, but the cost associated with caring for a cat in terms of its veterinary bills and even the senior cats, so we have Lisa and Bill holding some other kitties up there, it can be quite expensive. So how do you rely on people to help you with these things?
Absolutely. It can get very expensive, especially in today's times. We are powered by donations. Oftentimes our adoption fees don't cover the cost of the vetting, and so we rely on generous donations in order to supplement the program and find cats homes.
Yeah, very remarkable. Last year, 2,539 cats found their forever homes thanks to Toronto Cat Rescue, and you also have a senior cat program. But let's talk about the kittens you have with us today. So I understand that 3 are from the same litter, and then Bonnie has a few siblings as well. So tell us who you have in your arms first.
So this is Emil, and this is Aoife, and these guys are about 12 weeks old. They are available for adoption on TorontoCatRescue.ca.
So cute. I'll hold one of them. This is Emil?
Yep.
Okay. So nice. And what would you say their temperament is like, and what kind of home should they go to?
These guys are really sweet. We've been fostering them, my wife and I, and very, very playful, very nice. They like to cuddle up. A little excitable right now, but it's understandable.
Of course, I know. TV is, it's nerve-wracking for a lot of people the first time. And what about the kitties with Bonnie this morning?
What's her name? Ozzy Osbourne. And
Bon
Twisted
Jovi.
and Bon Jovi. Okay.
And Bon Jovi, great names.
Great names indeed.
Oh my God.
They're a little excitable. These guys are a little older.
Little older.
So about like 18, 20 weeks or?
About 4 months.
4 months
4
old.
months.
Okay. And they could go to a family with children. That's no problem.
Yeah, these guys seem very, very sweet. Again, very excitable right now, but yeah, they're just babies.
And have all the kittens at this age been spayed or neutered?
Yeah, absolutely. All the kittens and cats that run through our program are spayed and neutered. They're vetted. Make sure that they got a clean bill of health before going out. So we don't adopt out cats that aren't spayed or neutered. That's
Okay. And where can people? I guess they can go to Toronto Cat Rescue to find more information about how to donate a cat.
Absolutely. We have a large rescue happening in 2 weeks. So we're going to bring in 100 cats from Northern Ontario.
Wow.
And if anyone wants to volunteer their time, donations, TorontoCatRescue.ca.
Okay, well, thank you so much, Kevin Wilson with the Toronto Cat Rescue and Bonnie for bringing in these lovely kittens and telling us more about what you do. And thank you for your important work. I hope these beautiful kittens find their forever homes. Go to Toronto Cat Rescue to find out more. So adorable.
Whoa, what are you doing? Valentino, don't eat that!
It didn't work. When does the magic happen? Huh?
Oh, something's happened.
I'm talking. I am talking. Ah, who knew my voice would be this low?
Whoa, what are you doing?
Okay, Disney celebrates a century of culture-defining animation with its latest animated musical film, Wish. The film follows young Asha, voiced by Oscar winner Ariana DeBose, who makes a wish so powerful that it's answered by a cosmic force. So, for more on this magical movie journey, we're joined by Asha's favorite goat in the film, a.k.a. Alan Tudyk is here this morning. Alan, great of you to join us.
Thank you.
So we obviously heard a clip of your voice as Valentino the goat there, and your voice is very low.
Oh, yes.
How did you and the filmmakers decide that this would be the voice of a baby goat in a sweater?
It's not how we went into it. We played around with some higher voices. You know, he is very little bitty, and he's wearing pajamas. He's very cute. So he was, you know, and you hear him, so it's going to be something like this, and then, you know, oh, Asha, oh, and it just nothing was, we tried versions of that and different goatier sounds, and then I said, well, what if he just sounds like this? And then we started playing around with the lines, and then that line that's in the movie was from that session where I said, who knew my voice would be this low?
Wow.
Because I was sort of talking to the animators in that moment, and they put it in the movie.
Yeah, that's quite the baritone. I feel like you'd be a good, like, jazz singer or something like that as well.
Yeah, that's me.
No, but I like that contrast, because it's kind of like Stewie in Family Guy when the baby has that voice that you don't expect, and it shakes our expectations. But you've obviously voiced so many other Disney character voices before. We know you from Wreck-It Ralph, Frozen, you were Hey Hey the chicken in Moana. There you go. But that's all you say in that movie, right? It was just the chicken noises.
Yes.
So what makes this character, Valentino, in Wish stand out to you?
He makes no chicken noises. That is the number one thing that I was like, I'm in.
Yeah.
He's so gung-ho. He's an adventurer. He loves to climb. And he loves Asha so much, and he is her pet. But he's like that kind of brother-sister thing where he climbs all over. He doesn't notice boundaries with her. And, you know, in Rosas, it's this musical comedy adventure, and he is right there by her side, ready to fight the evil sorcerer of the king, who's bad. He's bad.
And voiced by Chris Pine, who has kind of found a new genre playing the villain after, you know, Don't Worry, Darling. But we're talking about Disney. It's the 100th anniversary of Disney. And this film, I think, is kind of really an origin story to, you know, the wishing star in the magical world of Disney. But I think there are other Easter eggs in this film that people will find that pay homage to so many other Disney flicks. And we also get kind of a hint as to what Asha might be as well. So did you find that very clever in how they incorporated all that?
I loved it. So I don't want to give them away because it's when you find them, they're very subtle in there. So people who know Disney movies will be like, they're talking about that.
Yeah.
But there is a little scene right at the end after the credits, like they have, where there's a song that's played that was so touching and moving, and it's a classic Disney wishing song that happens after the credits. So when you see it in the theaters, which is the best way to see it. Check out that. Make sure you see that because it's as fun and funny as it is. It's those moments that Disney does so well, those where they can just reach through and just touch you right in your heart.
Yeah, I'm sensing that you're feeling touched right now, Alan.
I'm touching myself.
Even though I'm not touching you.
No.
But, you know, Alan, I want to get, since you're in a very open emotional state, I want to ask you, what did you wish for when you were a kid, perhaps watching Disney, and did it ever come true?
No, it didn't.
Oh. Well, what was the wish?
I wanted Daddy to come home. No, sorry, it's breakfast. It's breakfast. I wished my dad was home. My dad was there all the time.
Good.
Like, too much.
Yeah.
I wanted Daddy to get a job. No, I wanted to be magic. I wished it every day. I want to be magic. 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 And I would say, I swear I will be good with it. But I knew I wouldn't. I wouldn't. My enemies would have suffered. I would have had way too much sugar. So I understood why I wasn't given my wish, but I still wished it every day.
But you're creating magic in a whole new way these days, right?
I kind of feel like it did come true in a lot of ways because it doesn't, you know, when acting and voice work and all of that is, when it's really happening right, it doesn't feel, it feels a little extra, like it's not of the mortal world. Yeah.
And Alan, I want to talk about the moral of this story.
Yes.
Do you think that, kind of the message is that only we as humans can be in charge of making our own wishes and dreams come true? That it isn't, despite what Disney has talked about, a magic genie, a fairy godmother, that we own the power to harness our own wishes? Is that the message?
I think that is a very good message from the movie. And that our wishes define us in a lot of ways. What our hopes and our dreams are make up so much of who we are. And don't give up on them, and that they are possible. And, I mean, it really comes through in the movie. And I left after seeing it with a lot of sort of a lightness, like a joy, a feeling, a very positive, joyful feeling, which I think that's something that Disney does really well. And I hope other people get a chance to see it and experience it for themselves.
Absolutely, and Disney does music very well. So talk about what was your, I know there are at least 2 or 3 very catchy songs in my head still. Right. What was your favorite song from this film, you think?
I'm a Star is the big one, which happens right after Valentino gets his voice. And so I have a couple of, they call it singing. But it's not really singing. I'll say, oh, this is fantastic. And then I'll say, oh, that's where the gas comes from. And little things like that. Yeah. Sort of speak singing. So that's my favorite, because it's just a big production number and all the forest creatures get involved. And
yes, I really like that one as well. Before I let you go, Alan, if you could go through, Disney, if they were going to remake one of their classic films from their magical catalog, what character or, would you like to voice?
Well, they've done it already. But Little Mermaid, my favorite, I don't know if I could do a better job at all, but the French chef in Little Mermaid.
La poisson, la poisson.
Yeah, exactly. Because through the whole movie, the fish are your friends, and then you meet this guy, and he's cutting them in pieces and he's hitting them with mallets. Oh
my gosh.
It moved me as a child. It was just so radical and funny to me as a kid. I would love to play that role.
Oh my gosh. I feel like, if there's ever a remake, Alan Tudyk is your man. You're the go-to now, Alan. So literally the goat of Disney. So thank you so much, Alan.
Thank you very much.
Wish is out in theaters.
Yes.
November 22nd.
I caught you knocking at my cellar door.
Choir, 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 the Toronto-based singing group with a unique musical approach, is going to be at Massey Hall, their favorite place, this coming Saturday to sing the best of Neil Young, and you're invited to join in.
So joining us live now to talk about Saturday's exciting show and the Choir, Choir, Choir mission of making the audience the choir are the creative directors and founders, Nobu Adelman and David Goldman. Good morning, guys. Thanks for waking up so early with us. I know this isn't easy for you because you guys had a big show yesterday, so thanks for waking up and being here. Choir, Choir, Choir. What a unique concept. You guys started in 2011. How did it all come together, and what was kind of the original inception?
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
It's great to be here. The reason for starting it was to hang out with our friends. The winter comes, people go inside, you don't see them for months at a time. And we didn't want to wait till the thaw to see our pals, so we invited them to come out to sing. I'd never been in a choir before. David, we barely knew each other.
Wow.
And,
We barely know each other now.
Pretty much.
I mean, it's weird to be this close to them.
And we just invited our friends out for a night of singing, and there was like no pressure, just some drinks and just some arrangements that we put together really on the fly. We'd never done it before, and it just kind of started. And there's no auditions to join. We just figured out parts and asked people to sing different parts. And really, what it became was an incredible community event where people who didn't know each other would show up and become friends and create lasting relationships and sing the greatest songs of all time.
Yeah.
Wow.
And David, you really flipped the script on what traditional choirs are like. Did you have a sense at the beginning, like, this is going to take off, or did you think this might last a couple of times and that might be it?
I mean, I knew pretty quickly there was something there, at least between the two of us.
Okay.
Like, I felt like there was a dynamic between the two of us, and it was so clear that it meant so much to the people that were coming. I felt there was something there. I didn't know what that thing was, but I was just saying to a friend last night, we drove home from London, Ontario, and I was saying, I'm always amazed by how far we've come. You know, it's 12 plus years that we've been doing this, and there's still so many places we need to go, but I never thought we'd even get to where, I didn't really know. That's a long way of saying we had no idea, but there definitely was the seed of something.
The nugget was there. There was something for sure.
Well, the idea is just to hang out with people and to like make a meaningful connection, you know?
Yeah.
And then from there, it's just like, it was a good party. You know, and if you throw a good party, well, you're going to want another party. You want to meet those people again, and it kind of just sort of snowballed from there.
Well, also, like these events are like, we call them like birthday parties or celebrations for these songs, you know? And these songs have a life of their own. They're kind of like people, you know? Neil Young songs, or, you know, pick a song that people love. It's like these songs deserve to be celebrated because they've really been the soundtrack to our lives. So it's fun to share those moments of celebration with other people who love these songs, and they mean different things to different people. So they connect people because everyone has their own story of why these songs matter to them. And we learn those stories just by looking at the faces of the people in the crowd.
Wow.
You can tell how people feel about the songs.
And I mean, like, talk about snowball effect. Started in your living room. You guys have played for like 2,000 audience members at Lincoln Center. You've played at Radio City Music Hall.
Kermit the Frog.
With Kermit the Frog. I mean, really quickly, I'm just baffled by how it goes from your living room to this massive production where you're playing at serious places. Do you have to get like lighting guys? Do you have to get extra mics? Do you have to do a sound check? I see you conducting in one of the videos. Like,
I wave my arms around like a boneless chicken. I think the amazing thing about this project is that it's scalable. It can exist 30 people in my living room. It can be, 2,000 people, at Massey Hall or wherever. It's really all about creating a vibe, and it doesn't matter how big the space is or how small it is. It's about creating that connection between people, you know, and then there's a real synergy that happens, and it's about just keeping that ball rolling. And Choir 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 is so much more than just the song. It's about us hanging out, sharing stories. People usually yell stuff at us and stuff that's like really meaningful.
Good things that they yell.
You know what? It's sometimes, but sometimes people come and they're crying because they're working through something individually, or like something's happened and people come to the choir by themselves or with friends or family. It's like just a great way to connect, and every level. It's mind blowing because this project has gone way further than we could have ever imagined. We didn't even realize what it meant to people, and then of course it's come to mean so much to us as well.
For sure,
you know?
and you guys also do it for charity as well.
For sure.
So that's very important. Okay, so right now all you need to do,
this is
viewers,
a good opportunity here.
For your chance to win a pair of tickets to Choir 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 at Massey Hall this Saturday at 8 p.m. is tell us what artist's song will be sung at the show. You can email your answer to now at cp24.com and include your full name and phone number. So good luck, because this looks like a one-of-a-kind experience indeed.
The answer is Lover Boy, by the way.
Okay,
Mike
that
Reno,
would be
you out there? Mike Reno.
David Nobu, so pleasure to meet you. Good luck on Saturday, and good luck with the continuation of Choir Choir Choir.
Guys.
Real pleasure. Thank you very much.
What a
Great seeing
huge
you.
endeavor. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much. We've got to get to our headlines.
Don't believe what you see. Now you're in way too deep. And that you bite had the upper hand. I'ma kiss you quicker than a reaper can. Don't believe what you see.
Okay, rapper Raja Kumari is a heavyweight, not just in the Queen of Hindustan. She's become a prominent face in the global music industry, working with the likes of Gwen Stefani, Fifth Harmony, Iggy Azalea. She's worked with John Legend and written for Fall Out Boy as well. And now she's live here in our studio because she's in town for a show on Sunday at the Velvet Underground, but she's really on a world tour. Raja, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You are such a goddess, and I love that, your name, actually, Raja Kumari, that's not your real name, that's your stage name, but tell us how you came to this name.
Raja Kumari means the daughter of the king. And so I always felt like my music needed to be rooted in my spirituality. So I always tell people it's daughter of the king of kings. And, you know, when I was freestyling, like when I was 14 years old, when I started learning about hip hop and I would
Yeah.
like freestyle in high school, they would call me Indian princess. So in Sanskrit, that's Raja Kumari. So I made it 2 names so that every man would have to call me king because Raja means king.
That is so
even
fierce.
from the beginning, I was already on that revolutionary kind of mindset.
Wow. And, you know, talking about beginnings, I know that you performed from a very young age. Basically, your career from like 6 to 16 years old was dance, Indian
Yes.
dance, and you specialize in 3 different forms of it, and you've traveled to many cities. So when did you discover that you had this penchant for songwriting, and then when did you get the courage to be like, wait a sec, I'm actually a vessel, I can sing, I can rap? What was the evolution of that like?
Wow. I think growing up in America where there wasn't a lot of representation for South Asian women, like I always tell my friends who grew up in India, all the commercials, the moms look like your mom, you know, like there's something so beautiful about that. And I feel like I became the artist I needed to see, and that was the way to bring the culture with me, you know, into the dance. I mean, from the dance into the music, because music was my personal kind of rebellion. Like classical dance was what my parents wanted me to do. I love it, and it was very important to me to bring the culture forward. But music, it came like around the time I was a teenager, kind of wanting to express myself. There was a lot of emotions and a lot of things that dance couldn't express for me. And I basically decided that there was no Indian pop star and I would need to become her so we could have representation.
And you certainly do. I mean, just looking at this music video for the music video Juice,
I love that.
you know, you're wearing the beautiful Indian dresses. You don't shy away from your culture and your identity. You really embrace it, and I love that. So talk about creating Godmother Records. This is your debut album on your own record label. Why did you create it, and how does it feel?
Wow. You know, working in India for 7 years, I always tell people kind of in the West, sometimes I would face like racism when it came to like my music. People wouldn't understand Indian culture, would have like a little bit of like, they weren't used to like caring about some of the things you should be careful in saying. And in India, it was really about patriarchy. And I feel like living in India for 7 years, cutting through that entire male-dominated space, I understood that there needed to be a safe space for women in music. So I made Godmother Records with that intention. And, you know, just because I had to be aggressive and cut through like a demon slayer, there might be, you know, female artists in India that are singer-songwriters that don't want to be in that dominant space just to cut through. And instead of giving us one seat at the table and making us fight for it, I'm like, let me bring a new table.
Wow.
So the goal of Godmother Records is to, you know, make music infrastructure and music education in India. And I really have this goal, like, you know, if I was to win a Grammy, which, you know, I hope I do one day, I grew up in Los Angeles and I worked around Grammy Award winners, you know, all the time. But somebody from India that doesn't have that access, if they could go through, you know, my programs that I'm making with Godmother, with the Music Education Songwriting Forum, and if they were to win a Grammy out of India, I feel that that would be my legacy.
Oh my gosh, that's
Something.
incredible, just opening the doors. Now, I'm going to give you like 10 seconds because I want to hear you spit some lyrics,
Yes.
a rap, a song. Take it away really quickly if you can.
This is a song called Fearless off my new album. I planted a seed and I watched it grow. I may have bet my heart, but I kept my soul. I planted a seed and I watched it grow. I may have lost my way, but I found my home.
Oh my gosh. I have chills. I literally have goosebumps. Raja
so much.
Kumari, November 26th at the Velvet Underground. Catch her, watch her music videos. Such important work. Thank you for joining
so
us.
much.
That was awesome.